I'm Melina Michelle.
And I'm Pepper Sharp.
And welcome to
Back for
Sashes!
Thank you again for joining us. Thank you for hitting that like and subscribe. Thank you for leaving your comments. We're really happy that we've had such a good response. And because of you, this is your fault, so we're doing it again.
So do you remember when last week we said this? Don't be a Well, we're going to tell you more about that.
All right, we are going to introduce you to our friend, D.I.C.K.
And we're spelling his name out so we don't have to edit this in post.
And you don't want to be this person. So D.I.C.K. is just an easy little acronym that we here at Bat for Sashes Incorporated spent a lot of time in science creating. We lived it.
Wait, we're incorporated now?
Anyway, D.I.C.K. and we're going to go through what that stands for. First off, D.
Doesn't make an effort to talk to other contestants.
Now this is a real problem because by avoiding talking to the other contestants, you're missing out on a valuable chance to make friends, to make connections, and just generally be an approachable and good person.
Yeah, typically, I don't know, I find it relaxing and it calms my nerves to talk to other people and just meet somebody new, and it kind of distracts from the, jitters that you feel when you get on stage. So talk to someone. It might actually help with your stage fright. The next letter in our lovely acronym is the letter I.
Is rude to other contestants and to the people running the show.
This is a big no-no and will literally make or break your time in pinup pageants and in the pinup community as a whole.
You need to understand that you are probably going to run into the same people at every contest. You will also run into them at car shows. You will run into them at sock hops. Even if you don't think you're going to run into them on social media, you could be a friend of a friend of a friend. You don't want to leave the kind of impression where people look at you and go, oh, her. Yeah, she was really mean to everybody and she was pretty rude to me, because that could cost you valuable friendships, valuable opportunities.
And possibly valuable crowns. Well, they're not really that valuable, but
I mean,
maybe.
in here.
Yeah.
And the next letter is C.
Can't handle losing with grace. Now this is a really, really big one.
You need to understand that when you enter a contest to win, you need to be just as willing accepting losing, because you are one of 15. That doesn't mean you're not going to win. It doesn't mean you're not going to lose. But you need to be okay with getting up there, putting your best effort forward, and it might not work. Sometimes it will. You might not win your first contest. You might win your first contest. It might take you 3, it might take you 5, or you might go on a streak.
We didn't win our first contest.
No, we also didn't win our second contest.
For us, I think it took 3 contests.
It took me 3 contests, it took you 3 contests.
Yeah.
There are some people who get out there and win right off the bat, and that's cool.
Sometimes it really just is the luck of the draw with who wins and who loses. Everyone, you've got to remember when it comes to pinup contests and judging, everything is so subjective. It's literally just someone's opinion, and that shouldn't make or break your whole life.
Yeah, a wise woman once told me that it's just 3, 4, 5 people, however many judges there are. That's out of how many people on this planet? So you can't base your whole thing about making sure that those people go, and that's what I want.
Win or lose, something that has really helped me is when I get on stage, I want to give my all, give it 110% every time. But I realize that win or lose, my life doesn't depend on this. And that's coming from, we both worked in entertainment.
Yeah.
We spend our entire lives, or at least spent our entire lives, getting up in front of a panel of 3 to 5 people. But in our case, with that, a job was on the line, our livelihood was on the line, a paycheck was on the line.
Or in my case, working in law, the case was on the line.
Exactly. So these are pinup contests. There's no high stakes. Even in the bigger contests like BOHA, Viva Las Vegas, where there are some really big prizes, your entire life does not depend on this. It's win or lose. Yeah, your life just goes on. And for me, at least, that makes me feel good that the pressure's off.
And
just have fun.
the biggest win is you got up and did the thing.
Yeah.
And if 3 people decided that you weren't a winner, you still got up and did the thing.
That is a big win in of itself. A lot of people do this just to overcome stage fright and get better at public speaking. And if that's you and you did the thing, you already won with that.
Yeah, seriously. And that's mad respect. And you can't put a crown on respect. I mean, you could, but it'd probably fall out of your hands and they would probably question who you were talking to. Let it go. Wait.
Don't make me sing a song.
The next letter is K.
Keeps other people from enjoying the contest. Would you care to elaborate more on this one, Pepper?
Oh, I would happily elaborate on this one. Keeping other people from enjoying the contest. Now, that woman, that person who comes in with a bad attitude, complains about everything, and makes her problems other people's problems. It's okay if you're nervous. Look, some people handle their nervousness differently. I have to say, as an autistic person, I have done a lot of work to keep from isolating myself when I'm nervous or panicking. I've learned to start reaching out instead of pulling inward. Some people can't do that. That's okay, which is why we also don't judge people if we see them sitting by themselves. That doesn't mean they hate everybody. They might just need a minute. But when you are actively going around talking crap about other people, and I see this unfortunately with people who've been in the scene for a while. This is more of like you've been around for a little while. You might know a person who knows a person who's mad at someone, and somehow by association that means you have to hate them. That's not cool. Make your own decisions. Don't be that person who goes in talking crap about other people, saying everything is wrong, having problems. You can think that, like nobody can police your thoughts, but the minute that it goes from your head and you say the quiet part out loud, eyes are on you and it's not necessarily a good thing.
And that being said, whether you realize it or not, the pinup community is really, really small. I would even bet money it's even smaller than the theater community.
Oh, big time.
So if you say something bad, I mean, let's be honest, there's always going to be drama. There's always going to be something that happens. It's just life. But if you say something and it starts spreading, I guarantee you, if you're in, I'm just going to pick randomly, South Carolina, someone in California is going to hear about it.
Thanks to social media, our worlds have become this big, but reached this far out. And while you can't control what other people are doing, you can control what you're doing, and you can save the drama for your mama. Just don't keep other people from having a good time, because if other people are smiling and happy, you don't need the person who goes, oh my God, I just had the worst day. There's nothing wrong with reaching out for support. But, you know, lead with your best foot. Lead with an open mind. Don't lead with the stick. And go ahead. Just be positive. Be the energy you want to receive.
Well, I was just going to say, like, if you're that good person, that if you're approaching that person who is withdrawn, you might actually help them. Remember Deborah from Rumble Road? She was the best thing ever.
She was this adorable, wonderful, amazing girl who had never done one of these before.
And she was so nervous. She was in the trailer, and I remember she was just isolated. She looked scared.
And the next thing she knew, she was surrounded by 15 women who were hyping her up, who were proud of her, who were telling her, hey, you're going to go out there and do the thing. Be yourself. She won crowd favorite.
She did. Everyone behind her started clapping.
Every single one of us on stage were cheering her on. And again, that's why don't keep other people from enjoying the contest. Because we just, as a group, banded together to help this girl have a better experience. And I know she's probably on my Instagram right now. Deborah, we still love you.
We love
You're the
you.
best.
We love you, Deborah.
And now, let's move on to who you should be. Instead of being a D.I.C.K, you want to be a
J.A.N.E. And we can actually say that without editing. Yay, saves me some work.
J.A.N.E. is another patented acronym from Bat for Sashes Incorporated Secret Labs. Don't say it. And we will start with the letter J.
Just be happy to be around other amazing women and that you can learn from.
I mean, that is one of the greatest experiences. You never know who you're going to run into at a pageant. You might meet your next best friend. You might meet someone that you can collaborate with. I personally, one of the greatest experiences I ever had was getting to work with Dolly Jacks as an MC. She MC'd That Damn Florida Ma'am, which I happen to hold the title 2024 That Damn Florida Ma'am. And the thing of it was getting to approach a pageant like that with an open heart and wanting to talk to people and actually opening up dialogues before that pageant. I had people who it was their first pageant. They saw my page. They saw that I'd been in the pinup scene for a while, and I had people reaching out to me saying, hey, I am so nervous, you know, what do I do? And I said, look, just be happy to be there.
I remember that.
Yeah, show up, talk to people, come find me, come talk to me, you know, let's hang out. And I was so excited to meet Dolly because I've loved her photography for years and years and years and years. And getting to go there and approaching that contest with an open heart, I made a new friend. Just being happy to be there and thinking about, oh my God, I get to go to this event. I get to dress up cool. I get to do a fun answer to a question. I get to be around all of these amazing women and their answers are going to tell me these incredible stories about them. It's so much more fun to do the contest when you approach it with, who am I going to meet today?
So the next letter in the J.A.N.E acronym is A.
Always ready to be helpful and encouraging to all of the people around you. Going up to people, say you see somebody backstage struggling with their zipper, offer to help.
I remember having to literally pin Casey Corbett into her costume for Rumble Road.
Yeah, and Casey Corbett went on to become 2024 Miss
Rumble Road. So just always be nice and willing to help. Like I said, there's no high stakes here. This isn't Miss America. Your life doesn't depend on it. If someone busts a zipper and you can help them out, go for it.
And the next letter is N.
Never be a sore loser. Always take it as a learning experience. I take every contest as a learning experience because
100%.
Every contest is different. And you can use it as a way to improve, to do better next time if you feel, oh, maybe my dress may not have been the right fit for this. And then you go into your next contest and you pick something else and it does better. I mean, you learned from that as an example.
That was a big thing for me when I came from the California pinup scene to the Florida pinup scene. It's, you know, we're all pinups, but everybody approaches things a little differently. It took me, 2 pageants before I really got into my groove out here. And I had already come out here with a couple of crowns under my belt. But, you know, I learned from what I did wrong, what I did right, things that I could improve on, you know, and you learn that something that doesn't work for one contest might work for the next one that you're in.
I think that's why I also ended up winning Rats at the Beaver, because like you, I figured out, oh, I'm going to a car show. Instead of singing opera like I did at my first Rumble Road, why don't I do something that's car related? And I made what I like to call the C1 dress, a dress that was based off my favorite Corvette. And honestly, I think that's what sealed the deal with that one.
And that's something similar to what I did for both That Damn Florida Ma'am and Springfest. For That Damn Florida Ma'am, I was able to use what I knew and what I've learned since I've been in Florida to be able to go to this one and say, what if we made a play suit based on the I-4 eyesore?
I just bought a play suit pattern the other day. Let's do this!
And again, this comes back to, make friends with people in your pageant. Understand that there is a huge world past that stage with people who are dying to meet you, people who have things that they can exchange with you, ideas, concepts, collaborations. But the main thing is that if you lose, it's not the end of the world. It doesn't mean that you were a loser or you were a failure. It just means that you did the thing. It didn't quite somehow, I guess, work for the judges, but that doesn't mean it didn't work for the judges.
No.
It might have worked differently for the judges. You can't look at it as a blood sport. You know, we can joke about being out for blood, but at the end of the day, we are just as content not winning as we are with winning. but the final letter is here.
E!
Enjoy the process from backstage to after the show just as much as you enjoy competing.
It's really, really fun. The whole process is everything that we just talked about, meeting people to just getting up on stage. You're basically putting together a one-woman show, whether you realize it or not. And that's really, really cool.
And it is so much fun to get ready with your fellow pinups. There's so many shenanigans. There's so many in-jokes that you will walk away with.
Our road trips to the longer drive pageants, oh my God.
I mean, that's where your stories are going to be, because your story about the pageant is, oh yeah, I did this, and then this happened, and I got a crown. I mean, that's like this much of your experience.
But the real fun stuff usually happens before and after. The contest itself really only takes up 30 minutes. It's all the prep and then the aftermath that you get all the good stuff and the nitty gritty and the cool photos, and you just have the best time.
Like, you know, I can tell my story about Florida Mammoth. I got up on stage. I did a wild, basically stand-up routine.
Basically,
I won crowd favorite, and I won the title. I mean, that's a short story. But what you don't get to hear, if you're not enjoying the shenanigans beforehand and the shenanigans after, is, hey, we got to meet, oh my God, it's Wix, and he was standing there with his rotisserie chicken, and then we got to run around and we got to talk to all of these people, and then I got up on stage, and then remember Japanese TV interviewed me, and then we went and we got like some of the best tapas we ever had.
I forgot we met, oh my God, it's Wix. He's the best.
I know, and he got it all on the flip phone. Point is, be there for every step.
Yeah.
Don't just have the tunnel vision and be there for the pageant, because again, it's this much out of this much. All right, and now that you've met D.I.C.K. and J.A.N.E, how do you put those into practice? We're going to break it down for you with before the pageant, during the pageant, and after the pageant.
Before the pageant, be gracious to everybody. Make friends. If you're nervous, probably someone else is feeling the same way, just as you are.
And trust me, you can bond over your mutual nervousness, and believe it or not, it will actually help calm you both down, because you can start kind of laughing about it. You can make jokes about it. Be polite to everybody. Be polite to the people who are putting on the contest, because let me tell you, they will remember. Treat people the way you would want them to treat you, and just be happy. You did it. You're going to actually get up on that stage. You're awesome.
And that is a win in and of itself. Also, be helpful towards others. If someone's busted a zipper and you can sew them in, go ahead and do it. These are no high stakes. We're not out for blood here, as you and I like to say. So yeah, just be helpful and be kind to everybody. We can't say it enough. When you're on stage, smile, always. Clap every time someone has finished their question. And don't talk while they're answering their question. That's a big no-no.
Yeah, and remember, you're still on stage. Even if you step to the back and somebody else is up at that mic, every person in there can see you. So if you're pulling faces or you're having an opinion about something or someone, everyone in that place can see it. So remember, you are still being scrutinized. I had been in a competition in California that somebody who was on that stage did a brilliant job, and the judges saw the way they conducted themselves while they were in the lineup in the back and caught them making faces, like really obvious, not nice faces, at the person who was up there, and they got docked points.
It happens.
It does not pay to be a D.I.C.K. Ooh, does not pay to be a D.I.C.K.
If you win, win with grace, just as you would if you lose with grace. If you win, ask what your duties are. Stick around for pictures, stick around for interviews. You never know what you're going to need to do next. Remember, you are going to represent this organization, this title, for at least another year.
You are now an example. You are now somebody that the pinup community can look to as an example, as possibly a leader. You have no idea. No matter how minor the title is, you hold a title now, which means that you need to behave like a queen. And queens are there for their subjects. Queens pick people up when they've fallen, and queens are not buttheads about stuff on or off the stage.
And queens fix each other's crowns.
Boom. And if you don't win, you know what? Clap and congratulate every single person who won. Because guess what? In their way, everyone in their own way has put in just as much effort as you have. Even if you don't think they did, it doesn't matter. Because guess what? They did. This might have been the hardest thing they ever did. And if they got up there and they won doing the hardest thing they ever did, you know what? That doesn't make them better or worse than you. It means that they did the thing on their own terms. You also stay for pictures, because in a lot of these contests, there will be group photos. Make sure that you are just as gracious and smiling in those group photos, because let me tell you, you can spot the sore loser 1,000 miles away in those group photos.
We've seen them.
And when off the stage, say you're a winner. Again, ask what your duties are. You know, don't automatically assume you're coming back to hand off a crown. Don't automatically assume that you're not going to be asked to do events. Don't automatically assume you are going to be asked to do them. You know, make sure that, you know, when you're wearing that, you are behaving well. There are going to be more eyes on you.
And if you don't win, again, take it as a learning experience, because you can learn something from every contest and just apply it to the next one to keep doing better and better until you do win, if that is your goal.
And don't be that person who the minute you get off stage starts running the, oh my God, I can't believe that person won. And yo, I can't believe this. I can't believe. Guess what? Nobody cares. All right, nobody cares what your personal opinion of how the judges should have done matters.
And nobody really wants to hear it.
You know,
not to sound mean, but also nobody really wants to hear it at that point in time.
Yeah, because guess what? In that moment, splish splash, your opinion is trash. Anyway, I mean, look, I'm saying this from personal experience, because I've had a couple of times, you know, we're all human. We do it. Where I felt weird about losing, where I could not understand why I lost. And I took it a little too personally. One, it's silly. It's a contest. And I had people around me who were able to put it back in perspective for me. Again, these are 3 people, these are 5 people. That many people's opinions against your own opinion of yourself. Your opinion of yourself should matter more than 3 people's opinions.
That.
If you feel like you need to vent, do it off site. Don't do it where the winners can hear. Because let me tell you, I've been that winner who heard somebody talking smack. I know people who have been that winner who had people look directly at them and talk smack about their win. And guess what? This scene is Pepperidge Farm Remembers. That's how you're going to be remembered. Not for who you were on stage, not for all the great pictures you take. You're going to be that person who talks smack about the winner, which just, no matter who you are, you have just become a sore loser, and nobody wants that. It doesn't have to be that way. It doesn't.
So remember, don't be a D.I.C.K.
Be a J.A.N.E.
We hope you enjoyed this episode and learned a little something, especially if you're new to the pinup scene. And even if you aren't, these are just great reminders. Next week, we're going to get into some fun stuff, so stay tuned.
And don't forget to like, subscribe, comment. We're doing this so that we're here for everyone.
Yeah.
We're doing this so that you can realize that no matter whether you're wearing this or that, guess what? You're still a queen. And this is about understanding what type of a queen you are.
It's not the size of the crown, it's the size of your heart.
I like that.
Yeah, I just thought of it.
Hey,
Sometimes
sometimes
I think of brilliant things on the fly.
So we will see you guys next time. Practice not being a D.I.C.K. and practice being a J.A.N.E, because you can do that in everyday life too. That's the best way to get prepped for the stage, is make this just a part of your everyday character.
Absolutely. We'll see you next time. Bye.